Couple of Camaro updates I got today, and helping answer some questions I got off Nasty Z. But I had a question about what the thing was in the back window. As far as I can tell, that's an original defrost. Looks like it's got man wires running to the left side. I don't know if it's OEM, whatever it is on there though, because it's got a piece of wire on it. It's got a crimp that's not factory on it. No back speakers. So yeah, it might be aftermarket or something. As far as the Berlinetta stuff goes, it doesn't show on my title that it is. The stripes, they were matched to the inside originally. I don't know what these would look like honestly originally. They look pretty original to the car though. I started swapping out my intake, carburetor, and distributor the other day and ran into a little bit of a problem. All this, it's wearing 66 Chevelle exhaust manifolds now, which got rid of all that smog garbage. Smog pumps still hooked up, it's just running empty, you know. I got the intake loose. The problem I ran into, this distributor's in there tight as all hell. It's grunged in pretty much. So what I've been doing is just taking the Deep Creep lubricant spray. I'm gonna keep soaking it down for the rest of the week. I'm not reusing this Dizzy, so don't freak out. Gonna let it soak for a week. Should be able to break it out Saturday at the very least. And this stuff had never been off. It still had the cork gaskets in it and all that other crap. It's getting an Edelbrock 600 that I got in the trunk for it, along with a WIN Team G manifold. What else? Well, and then I got the non-smog Dizzy out of the same El Camino. But that's gonna go on too. It's fully running and driving, or was. Will be again as soon as I get this crap taken care of. Just didn't expect the Dizzy to be such a pain in the ass. It is an original AC car. I removed the compressor when I had it out because it wasn't hooked up and just kind of laying there solo. So I've got it off temporarily. I've saved all of it though. It's in a box. Everything that was OEM I've kept. The wheels are not original. As far as I can tell, you guys I'm sure could clear this up for me. I think these are first gen Camaro rallies. I couldn't tell you honestly. I think the caps, they're either Camaro or Corvette. I don't honestly know. But they look nice. They have pretty new tires on them. Probably like at 80% tread. The floor, as far as I can tell, I know somebody was talking about where the carpet's all rotted out. There might be some rust, but I pulled it back a little bit and I didn't see any. But mine actually looks pretty solid. Needs to be gone over and cleaned out pretty well. Hit it with a wire wheel, POR 15 it. I don't see any rust holes. I had this thing up on ramps the other day when I was doing the exhaust setup, and I did not see a single speck on it. Rockers are all solid. I went over it pretty good, and I still haven't found any. Outside of my little door jam problem, everything was actually going exactly as I hoped it would. Let's see. Nah, I'm not planning on keeping this one all original anyway. Not quite what I want to do with it. I'd rather enjoy it modded, because I mean, let's face it, it's 305 car. It's had a couple of weird little things done to it. I don't know. I was in the market more for a hot rod project. This motor is actually going to come out someday when I can afford to rebuild the other one. But on my first post, I mentioned that my dad had a 64. Oh, real quick, I'll go back to that in a second. I had a lot of questions about this door striker problem I'm having. This looks like it was broken off at one point, and then someone just kind of jammed it back in to keep it in one place, but because of it, it's like so out of whack, I couldn't even come back in here and just weld it back down because I got so much slag on it. So what I ended up doing was that when I posted up on there, another board member out of California said he had a 79 Trans Am parts car. He was willing to cut a patch for me, so he's actually cutting out from here all the way down to about, I don't know, somewhere down in here. That way I can just come back in, measure out what I cut out of here,
message received,
take that back, and then just weld in my new piece, so it'll fix my door problem. Hinges need to be rebuilt something fierce. Doors are sagging pretty bad, at least on the driver's side. Passenger's not so bad. I think this one was just the one that got the brunt of it. I'm not even sure if anybody ever really sat in the back seat, because it's in real good shape. What I was saying about my dad, he had a 64 Corvette 327 that ended up in his 79. A couple years ago, I was living in Athens, Georgia, and I had been dealing with a little bit of a Mopar kind of stuff for a while there. We were looking for something fun, and I bought this Roadrunner from a guy named Randall Boss. He owned a towing and restoration company, but long story short, he sold me the Roadrunner, really wanted it back, so he traded me another car. He traded me a 63 Dart, a pile of cash, and also this. It was a complete motor back then, but I took it down to build it. Come to find out, it only had I think somewhere around 62,000 miles on it. But this has never been bored. It's standard bore, and it actually doesn't need to be punched out at all. I'm just going to clean it up real good. A friend of mine about a year ago dropped one of the rods and busted the piston, so I had to end up splurging to put some Keith Blacks in. Otherwise I would have just run the stock stuff. But a lot of the parts that are going onto that 305 right now are actually set aside for this. I just decided to get some use out of them when I can. I deal a lot in a lot of things. That motor right there is the 302 for my wife's Fox Body Mustang, and I got the Cobra head sitting on the thing. That's between those two cars, I kind of stay pretty busy. But I had a lot of money into that Ford and a lot of time, but it'll be worth it. There's the outside of the car. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me babble, and hope you guys enjoyed. Alright.